When did you first hear about the possibility of Russo coming back, and what'd you think of that? And then what'd you think when you heard that Bischoff might be coming back too?
I tried to really drill down on when was the first inkling, and I don't know if it was a Bill Banks, Jeremy Borash. I'm even going to say a Terry Taylor, some folks that were on the committee that were coworkers, colleagues. I don't know if it was one of those guys. For some reason, I feel like I didn't hear it first from Vince, but just kind of I don't know. I really don't, Conrad. I don't remember, but I feel like my best recollection, I didn't hear singularly that Vince was coming back. I heard Vince and Eric are coming back, which was like,
Well, was that positive for you, or were you nervous about that? Because Bischoff, you didn't have the best experience with. Russo was kind of your boy from back in the day. Were you hoping for more Russo? Were you nervous about Bischoff, or were you just the delusional optimist who was going to make it work no matter what?
I thought change is needed and they're going to pump new blood. I felt like Kevin he never got his feet settled ever. It was, and we just kind of went through it. It was, I mean, Jerry Toot, the wall. I mean, he hadn't been in the business. I mean, he was so the talent and who was available, who wasn't available. Sid went home. I mean, he was such a mess that I thought, okay, hope. We've talked often about this, often online. Hope is maybe the singular. Love is the strongest emotion, but hope is right up there. And it immediately, when Vince and Eric, I heard that, it gave me hope. Maybe delusional, maybe, but I knew, okay. You could clearly see we're going to bring these two guys together. Vince represents, we'll call it kind of the new blood, and I guess they went, but kind of the newer talent, the newer script writing, however it may be, type deal. However you want to say, cachet around Russo and the WWE influence, just whatever it may be. But Eric, obviously, his massive success that he just came off of the last couple of years. I thought putting this together, anything was going to be better than what we were going through because it was in such a disarray. I kind of saw the vision that Brad Siegel, Bill Bush, powers that be, all right, get these guys in there, because it was clearly at this point a distant number 2 to WWE. You said it, tripled the ratings. Folks, if that doesn't tell you there needs to be a massive radical change, nothing will.
And then, of course, the world changes just a few days later. It's everywhere that Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo are here to be life preservers. And it's said that they're going to try to exploit this and turn it into a television angle. And there's going to be maybe some realities, because there was a coup to get rid of Eric Bischoff in early September. And that coup involved Bill Bush, Gary Juster, J.J. Dillon, and Kevin Sullivan. And Russo had maybe 90 days as the head writer, and then he's out too. Boy, the political gamesmanship here really gets turned up when they're coming back, because there's a whole lot of folks here in the office who didn't want them there. Did you know that? I mean, did you know that? I'm sure you're thinking as a wrestler first and about, okay, how does this affect me? But did you know that, okay, they're coming back, but oof, there's going to be a lot of people I work with who aren't happy about that.
So I'm just trying to think. This is 2000, so I am 32 years old.
Yep.
So even though I'd been in the business 15 years at this time, I was still 32. Understanding the dynamics of a corporate entity as opposed to a promotion like
your dad.
Or Vince running the show. There's just such unwritten rules when you have one boss. So those two guys coming back, I guess by default and naively, I thought, well, You know, Eric's led him to the promised land, and Russo had a pretty good run of writing. And maybe if they combine forces, everybody will get on board, because what we're doing right now is terrible. How silly of thought processes is that 3.5? And that's why I say, you know, my thinking at 32 years of age as opposed to 55 years of age is radically changed in so many ways. And when you, just because, yeah, I mean, I could really go down in a rabbit hole here, but I didn't, to answer, give you the short answer, I wasn't aware that there was going to be this much blowback.